At Hope Solutions, all of our efforts are grounded in hope, and all of our solutions inspire hope. It is the light that brightens even the darkest corners. No one was hit harder by the pandemic than our clients and residents at Hope Solutions. Already living on the margins or in the streets, with underlying health conditions and limited resources, they faced the greatest health and economic risks. Undaunted, our team leapt into action, knowing that our frontline work helping people find and maintain permanent housing was more essential than ever. Hope Solutions purchased and delivered 5,000 pounds of food, including beautiful home-cooked meals prepared by a lovable feast, hundreds of Chromebooks for distance learners, and we secured more housing for families and individuals than we had in the 3 months prior to the pandemic. We served 2,065 of our most vulnerable neighbors, a 20% increase over last year and a 47% increase over 2 years.
From when our community came together in 1986 and founded our agency to help our neighbors, to today, where we offer a multitude of homeless and prevention services, unity has always been a defining value of Shelter Inc.
Well, one of the great things that Shelter Inc. does is that they help families go from being homeless to housed. It is so exciting to watch them receive that key, stick that key in the door and turn the knob and walk through. And then you just see the excitement on their faces because a big weight has been lifted off of them. Sometimes we as individuals, we take being housed for granted because we have a place to go to every day, but they don't. So to see this opportunity occur for them, it's really a great feeling. I have a single father on my caseload. He's a great dad. He's a hard worker. Even though COVID-19 has been kind of challenging, he's been working full-time the whole time. His hours did get cut back, but he didn't give up. He kept going to work. He has his son in karate, which has been great because it's introducing self-discipline for his son. So Angelo, he's a great father.
What led me to Shelter Inc. was being homeless. Shelter Inc. had the doors open, provided shelter. They helped me with finding housing and an affordable place to rent for me and my son. And it's been a life-changing experience. I've never really been on my own. Always had to live with people. Shelter Inc. is basically like a second chance at life. It's been a little over a year now. We're doing great. I got my son in karate.
I basically have been through a lot of fun things like going dirt bike places and going to friends' house. And sometimes I just like to stay home because home is the bestest place that I've ever wanted to be.
Thank you for everything you've done for me and my son. I don't want him to grow up in the lifestyle that I grew up in. I dropped out of high school and made poor choices. I want him to continue his karate, finish school, go to college, pick a career choice that he wants to do and be successful with it.
Monument Crisis Center is a family resource center located in Concord. Our mission is to offer nutritious food, education, resources, and referrals to low-income individuals and families in our community. With our 5 core programs: food distribution, resource and referral, youth enrichment, senior moments, and community engagement. Since March of 2020, when things are starting to shut down as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, our doors at Monument Crisis Center remain open, and our team has worked to serve the increased need from the community while maintaining safety protocols to keep staff, volunteers, and clients healthy and happy. By January 2021, we converted our intake and distribution process, improving safety, reducing the amount of contact while maintaining social distancing and other safety protocols. At the start of the pandemic, the number of families coming to receive services increased drastically. Tripling in March 2020, Monument Crisis Center served over 300 families each day, supplying them with groceries from shelf-stable food to fresh produce and dairy, baby supplies from diapers to formula, hygiene care kits, pet food, and more. It is thanks to the amazing response Monument Crisis Center received from the community that families have been able to pick up groceries once a week. Monument Crisis Center was also the location for multiple vaccination clinics for both the flu and COVID vaccines. Our youth enrichment program continued to support children and families throughout the pandemic, transitioning our after-school cafe, teen center, and summer camp online. The children continued to receive the assistance they needed to support their studies, as well as providing enrichment activities to keeping them engaged with various topics from art, science, healthy habits, and more. Recently, Monument Crisis Center finished our reimagined backpack distribution, safely distributing over 1,000 backpacks and school supplies to at-risk youth. We hope to re-implement all of our services at full capacity once it is safe to do so.
Hello everyone, I'm Tony Murdoch and I'm the Development Consultant for Options Recovery Services. For almost 25 years, Options has served the community by helping break the cycle of crime, broken families, and homelessness caused by addiction. These 8 locations house over 100 clients, which includes our perinatal residents. The clients who live here don't only work to maintain their own sobriety, they all support each other. Our client house managers are trained and paid to deal with crisis intervention. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone pulled together, and thanks to strict protocol, we were able to avoid an outbreak. We want to also add a note of gratitude to our clients, our staff, the support of our sponsors and donors, and the valued time of our volunteers. To better explain the impact Options can make, I'll let some of our graduates speak for themselves.
You have given me back my self-worth, my self-esteem, and my self-confidence. I thank you for your support and guidance.
Through Options, I ultimately developed a set of tools and skills to consciously manage and regain control of my life.
Back in 2019, I was a hopeless dope fiend. Today, I feel like a dopeless hope fiend.
Thank you everyone at Options for all their work that you guys did and never giving up on me, even after I gave up on myself.
Testimonies like these are just some of the reasons why we do what we do. Thank you so much for your time.
My name is Jolene Lafayette. I'm the Executive Director at Loaves and Fishes of Contra Costa. I've been here since 2001, and since March 16th, Loaves and Fishes, we've seen an increase of 50 to 60% increase in our meal count. Currently, we're serving anywhere from 3,200 to 3,600 meals a week. When COVID-19 came into our neighborhoods, we adjusted pretty quickly. I'm proud to say that we didn't miss a day of service. We quickly transitioned to a to-go meal, and which that meant we shut down all our dining rooms and we're serving the to-go meal out the front doors, protecting our staff and also protecting the guests that we serve. Loaves and Fishes' mission is to nourish lives in Contra Costa County, And the way that we do that is we serve a hot noontime meal every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 to 12:45 at 5 different locations throughout the county. We're a very reliable source of food. People know that our doors are open. Anybody is welcome to come in and have a hot meal. It's really taken the community to come together and to support our mission. And my staff has been amazing. We truly could not be doing what we are doing without them. And I just love what we do every day here for individuals that are in need.
We're very proud of St. Paul's Commons because it brings together a local church with affordable housing and a homeless day center that the Trinity Center operates on the first floor of this building. About 40% of the residents are coming from homelessness, which is, just incredible. These are people who literally were some of the most vulnerable homeless folks living in Contra Costa County, and so to be able to actually have stable housing for them just makes a tremendous difference in their lives.
Trinity Center's mission is to be the door to hope and opportunity for people who are living unhoused or living in poverty. This beautiful new space we're in creates such a sense of well-being and warmth and light and safety and security. It's been designed with the basic needs that our members have in mind. We have 3 times the laundry capacity. We have 4 private, full contained restrooms. We have 3 times the shower, also non-gender specific, and 1 is fully handicap and wheelchair accessible. We have a full commercial kitchen through which we can invite community groups to come and cook and serve on site. If anybody is jeopardized by housing instability or finds themselves about to lose their housing, they have a safe place to turn to at Trinity Center.
We were able to fill this development just before COVID hit, and it's just been really important and great to be able to provide that housing for those fortunate folks who are able to live here.
My life before I got the apartment was very stressful. I was homeless for almost 17 years, off and on. There'd be times where I'd be scared because I didn't know where I was going to be able to sleep. My apartment means everything to me. You don't have to worry about where you're going to sleep. You can take a shower. I get my own spot, and I don't have to worry about it. Trinity is the best job I've ever had. I get to help people because I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to not to have a shower, not to be able to do laundry. What's really cool too is I know a lot of people who live here because they're from the Trinity Center, and then I knew them from when I was homeless because they were homeless too, so I feel like I'm living with a bunch of friends. Living inside is freedom. You would think it'd be reversed because you can do whatever you want outside. Being outside, you have to worry about so many different things. Now that I'm in here, I don't have to worry about anything. It's freedom. Yeah.
Despite the challenges of the past year, the Greta Foundation was very pleased to welcome 23 new Greta Scholars, their largest cohort to date, with 44 scholars now attending school and 65 graduates to date. As the result of the national COVID lockdown in Uganda in 2020, nursing and midwifery schools were closed for some time, and new Greta Scholars were delayed in starting their programs. But Greta Scholars have at last been able to take up their studies again. Thanks to St. Timothy's, Greta Scholars continue to overcome obstacles, constantly trying to become more knowledgeable and more skilled as they serve poor communities.
This year has presented many challenges for Gaia. When COVID-19 reached Malawi, we felt the same fear and uncertainty that everybody did in these difficult times. But we knew we had to keep moving forward to provide life-saving medical care to hard-to-reach communities. Today, our mobile clinic is going to Ntiza village.
It's been very challenging in that we've seen so many cases of people coming to the hospital whereby they needed some help. So for us to cope, to help them with the little that we had, it was a very big challenge, but still the same with our management trying as much as possible to source donors. They did sponsor us with some cash, of which we helped so many people in the villages.
When we all set up, one of our staff members, Edina, a community outreach nurse, welcomes our clients and talks to them about the importance of HIV testing, COVID-19 prevention, and in this case, the COVID-19 vaccine. We see more than 150 clients during an average clinic day. Our mobile clinic workers test them for HIV and malaria and treat pneumonia, hypertension, and other chronic conditions. Here in Malawi, we realized that we couldn't let COVID-19 prevent us from providing the medical care our communities need, because that care is now more important than ever. We are proud to serve on the front lines to protect and offer hope to the people of Malawi.
So I was introduced to the Comfort Cub a couple of months ago, maybe last month, and I'm in a networking group. And Susan came in and introduced all of us to the Comfort Cub and passed it around. And as it was going around, I was thinking, and I was seeing people's reactions, but I was thinking, oh, it's just a bear, you know, it's just a bear. And it got to me, and it was different. It's not just a bear. It's weighted. It feels like a child. I just wanted to cuddle it, and that's exactly what I did. And I held it for quite a while. I had trouble passing it on at that point. It made me think about when I was 17. I placed a baby for adoption, and I'm in my 40s now, and the child is 27 years old, and we've been connected before. And but yeah, it made me think about him. It made me think about that day, about, you know, handing them that baby and always wondering about him, always wondering where he was, what was he doing, what did he look like, what did he sound like, what did he like to do for fun, what was his favorite thing to eat, what was his favorite color, you know, all those things that went through my head all those years. And it was just very, very comforting. And I lost a child as well when I was 32 to a miscarriage. So it was very comforting.
Start off with like the audience is meeting for the first time, right? So maybe just like introduce yourself a little bit, like who you are and like everything.
My name's Colleen Millen, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I work at Discovery Counseling Center in Danville. And for those of you who don't know this, it's a community mental health center, and we've been around for 30 years, and we have a lot of ways that we interact with the community. We not only provide sliding scale and insurance coverage, Medicare therapy, but we also do a lot of advocacy and reaching out into the community, which is how I got to meet your group. Someone connected me with your group, particularly because I think because I also run mindfulness-based stress reduction classes for teens at Discovery. But yeah, I work with teens through adults, primarily around concerns or about depression, anxiety, just sort of like learning how to cope, emotional regulation. I also have, I work with trauma and disassociation, so that's a little bit about me. And then, you know, where I work in this community.
Okay, so PFLAG is an organization that's been around since the 1970s. It's the oldest organization for parents, friends, and family of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer or questioning people.
PFLAG is really, really helpful because not only is it a national organization, but they have local chapters. So normally you can find a PFLAG meeting in your area, and if not, in a very, very close city.
And what's incredible about those meetings is that it's parents and family from the community. It's an entirely anonymous situation. You know, nobody speaks about anything that happens at PFLAG meetings outside of PFLAG meetings, if that's what you prefer. And you go and you can talk and ask questions. A lot of times they'll bring speakers in, and you just get to communicate with other people who have similar questions to you or going through similar experiences.
PFLAG is also great because it's a resource within a resource. So going to these meetings is not just going to a meeting. They also have tons of pamphlets on transgender resources, religious resources. There's a ton that you can find.
Yeah, PFLAG is a great way to meet other people in your community who can continue helping you learn. And then what winds up happening is that you learn a bunch, and then new parents come into the meeting and you can tell it's their first time, they're really scared. You identify with that because you felt like that, and then you take them under your wing. And it's just a really great way to do community building. Also, PFLAG meetings occasionally will have mixers where you can bring your kids with you and the other parents will bring their kids with them, and you do breakout sessions and things like that. So it's a really, really wonderful resource, and you can find out all about it on pflag.org.